How you all doing? Ralphy here, Ralfy Customs. Time for another fucking day of it. Like Mr. Nigel's due in this morning for a quick consult, so fingers crossed that'll go well and it'll be happy days. Let's see what happens, eh? Before any further ado, I have a parcel here. This is a gift from one of the viewers. So this is from Nick Bennett, all the way over there in the Australias. And he says, "Hey Ralphy, here's a sample of our fine Aussie cuisine for your enjoyment, mate. The Vegemite is an acquired taste, although I quite like Marmite, so I guess it's kind of, there you go. It can be used on toast, steering head bearings as an anti-seize, laugh out loud. Thanks for the entertaining vlogs. All the best, Nick." Nick, mate, fucking happy days. Thank you so much. We have Anzac biscuits. Fucking hell. We've got a stubby holder that I don't want to pick up because my hands are black. Fair dinking. Vegemite. Fucking brilliant. And some Tim Tam Chewies, some Tim Tam biscuits, chewy caramel and double coat. They look like penguins. We have penguins over here, don't we? So we've got biscuits, we've got Vegemite, we've got a stubby fucking holder, and we've got some more biscuits. Fucking happy. I'm so grateful. That's fantastic, Nick. Thank you so much, mate. Right, regular viewers will have seen that we made these last up, and now I'm gonna find a spot. You know, I'm thinking, there, looks great for it, doesn't it? Oh, there. I'll find a spot, get that cleaned off better, and get those on. And then we need to look at, working the back brake, fucking pivot out. So we need to make a tube to take this and work some way out like a clevis. I've probably got one somewhere that will screw on there and go over there, etc, etc. Yeah, righto, that's got them tacked on, look, and that'll be fucking peachy for the gear change and not too much in the way of everything else. And this one's the same, you've got room to fucking get round shit. Now I need to work out how we're going to do the brake pedal. I'm thinking it's going to go underneath, a little something like that maybe, ain't it? Hang off there like. We could go there if we had could put a bend in this, put a bend in that, it could go on top of the tube, but I don't think ground clearance is going to be an issue if we go underneath like that, look. Isn't it? Then we could put a little stop out for this to hit on. Only it'll work the other way round like, so it'll be here, and then we'll turn that 90 degrees and have that mounted under there, say. That would probably be better upright, but we're not going to get it, I don't think. So yeah, we'll try and work it out. Right, the back brake, as luck would have it, 1 inch seamless frame tube fits the bill nicely to go over this. So what I need to do is just cut a bit off and then part it to length. Sorry, cut a bit off and then face it to length. I'm thinking about parting it off in the lathe, but I think we'll just cut it off in the sort of rough and then face it up to length. So happy days. Alright, so we'll cut a length. Wants to be 48mm long, so we'll just face that off and we'll break that edge with a file. go around the inside with a tool, and then I'll flip it, do the same the other end, measure it, put it back in and take off what it needs. Happy days. Like fucking so. So there we go, there's going to be a tube there now, and we can weld that to the frame to hold everything in place, which is going to be quite tricky actually, so I think it's going to be a case of you can join me again when that's done, something like that. Righto, that's that. We've ended up further forward than I first envisaged, because you need a foot's worth, don't you? It's not going to have any fucking ear line, you have to do it with your heel or something. It needs to be out in front. The problem I have now is that this is quite inboard, if you like. It's well inside the frame rails, and that'd be like fucking lost in space if I mounted it where it sits. I suppose I could put a plate out with the holes. I could do it like that, do it sideways. That's what I was thinking, but it'd be nice if I could jiggle that. It's got a dog leg in it now. Look, let me just have it off quick. Take this shot bolt out. See, look, it kicks out. If it kicked in, then I'd be happier. So I'm probably going to go and warm it up and bend it. Bend it over like, bend it that way. So that's flipped. I mean, I could take the weld off and press it out and turn it round and weld it back in, I guess. That'd be an option. Wouldn't it? Be a fucking about though, wouldn't it? What's going to be best? Should we try that? Either way, we need to gusset. Focus. We need to put some strengtheners in here. Nothing massive like, but just a bit of 3mm or 6mm or something. Little triangles. Just to strengthen that pivot up, because it's, you know, a bit of pedalio push down on it and it'll fucking buckle it up a bit. It needs to be strong enough, doesn't it? Right, let's give it a whirl, shall we? See if we can take that weld off. If it's going to free up that bracket. Fucking hell, it's tough. It's tough as weld. Right. Try this. And again. Come on. And again. Yeah, the shaft's tough as fuck. Alright. Let's clean up that end. Let's get it smooth. It's not got it all off though, has it? I will endeavour. I will carry on and see if we can't get that to part company. Come on, girl. I don't really want to go much more, but we will. Fuck me, can't be much holding it on now, surely. Surely it's a big horror. There can't be a lot holding it on. Oh, there is. I will investigate further. There she blows, Captain. Just needed a couple of love taps. So now we can have it round the other way, can't we? Have it round that way, which will gain us quite a bit, that offset, look. Maybe even give that a bit more of a bend, a little bit of a bend more. Yeah, maybe, give it a tweak. Right, we've turned that round, bent it, got it about right, welded it, made it like a backwards dog leg now, but I need to straighten it out and I can't fucking do it cold like, so. because I don't want to get my oxy bottles over because they're a bit buried by other jobs. I'm going to see if the old mud gas will fucking do it for me, like. I'm pretty sure this will soon get it cherry. I know, so it's hard to see because of the zinc or nickel or whatever it is coating it, but I'm pretty sure it's fucking hot. I know it's hot. Is it hot enough to bend up? Let's have a look. Yep, let's go. There she fucking goes. Happy days. Righto, while that's cooling down, we will get the cardboard out and cut it a couple of templates. You fucking know you're dirty, ain't you? Hold on a minute, let's give you a clean. How's that? No better. We'll get the cardboard out and make a couple of gussets to brace that pivot up. Right, so we start off with a bit of 2-inch flat, and I've crossed from corner to corner, look, to find the centre, and that'll give us plenty to grip when we come over to the Bridgeport to use a hole saw to cut a 1-inch hole in it. Right, here we are at the Bridgeport with a 1-inch hole saw. I've just eyeballed it up and I've started it by hand. I've just sharpened the pilot drill. Regular viewers will know that that's been blunt as fuck just lately, so I'll give it a quick tickle up like, and it should cut its way through now quite happily, look, and it is, and there you go. So I never tire of this. I know my last few shorts have been this, but you know, I've been doing a bit. Most of this plate's going bye-byes, incidentally, so I'm not too fussed about being super accurate with finding the centre light. And we're about here, look. So, come on, where are we? Let's have a look. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Yeah, a little bit more lube. Bit of a plunge. We should be happy days. Come on, go. Nice and gently. There we go. Sorted. So, I'll take this over to the bench and cut fuck out of it, basically. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it to fuck. Right, so we've got the fucking Bermuda Triangle on the go, boys. That's where the pivot is, the tube. We're going to cut the top off. So, this bit will go on the frame tube. And then we're going to cut the sides off and trim that bit off. And I might even shape it this way a little bit. Not sure yet, but all I'm going to do is bring it over to my welding bench, stroke jig, and then we can clamp it down like so. And I'll hold down and cut it off the cutting disc. There she is, boys. If it'll focus. Love a bit of fab work. That's fucking groovy. So now I'll get that. Now the doodah, the Eckenbecker of the pivoters pushters, cleavers type fucking clevis is cooled down. We'll get it through. Oh, bastard, that's all. We'll get it through there, and then we'll look at the angle of the dangler. I did off camera, I will confess to knocking up a quick and dirty bracket just to see what's what. Test piece, that's what we'll call it, won't we? Test piece, look, but it failed. We had to do some tweaking. Might work now, though. Let's have a look. Righto, thanks to the T-pad, the test piece aided design, we've made a little bracket, a little L bracket for this master cylinder. And I thought, you know, it hangs down a long way. Can we tuck it up? I couldn't really make that any tighter. The side stand actually hangs down further on that side. And once it's got its fucking exhaust on, Bob's your jolly old. As far as functionality goes, it's a fucking winner, chicken dinner. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put a little bracket here for this to hit. So you can adjust the pedal light. You can do the pedal here up and down. It's a bit subjective actually. I'll guess in the middle. Somewhere about there. I like mine just under my toe. So, and then that's the rear master cylinder fucking sorted. It just needs welding up like when it's all done. So foot pegs on, rear master cylinder fucking working and sorted. Happy days. Scratch that stop bit. Oh, what was I thinking? As you push down, that goes up. So I'll put a plate on top there, and all it's going to do is stop you from pressing the fucking pedal. Does it really need one? Don't really know. Is this designed with a super spring and an adjustable stop and all that because it come off something with a drum brake? Maybe. The problem I have with these sorts of things, right, is that when your brake's all bled up and sorted, it pumps itself up. This master cylinder takes all the slack out of the caliper. And unless this can completely return from pressed into all the way out, it'll always stick on a bit, and it'll just fucking, as you work it, it'll pump itself up, and your back brake will stick on. So I would prefer not to have that and use that adjuster there, and the fact that you can choose whichever spline you want it on to get the angle of the angle for the fucking back brake arm. That's my recommendation. Right, with that all disassembled and put out of the way, no clevis on it because the clevis is mine, there weren't one with it. And my one's got an old too big, it's got an 8mm pin and this has got a 6mm pin, so I don't know if Mr. Nigel's got the 6mm clevis or he'll have to get one, whatever. No worries. Next up is front engine mount. We have got one supplied, but it's too fucking, it needs, it's too far out, look. Oh, yeah, come here, look. Well, when that goes on there, there's half-inch gap. Yeah, where my finger is, look. So we need to stick bit of half-inch on here, don't we? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a bit of 5mm plate, half-inch wide, and as long as this bracket is wide, and TIG it on it. Use my TIG welder to weld it on, and then that'll go there and be welded on the frame. Like a little L bracket. That's happy days, sorted. Nice, easy, quick one. Bish, bash, bosh. Yeah. There you go. That's that on. Look. Welded on. He's welding down here inside, but there's an engine in the way, so can't really do much about that at the minute. But that's happy days. I'm tying up nicely. With no dramas, I might fill it. I might put some fillets in. I might just give that a clean up and put a little corner piece in. Might. Probably won't though. So, next up, we're going to mount the coils under here. 2 Dyna fucking coils, beautiful coils. We're going to take this piece of shit out. And then we're going to fucking cut the back end off the petrol tank that's over there, look. There, waiting in anticipation. So, onto the petrol tank. Now, I've got a bit of modification. Fucking it's heavy. Got a bit of modificationing to do. Yeah. We need to chop the bottom off the fucker because it is a frame, and we've come up with that's the best solution, or that's the way that Mr. Nigel would like it to go. I'm just checking these threaded holes. If you're feeling there will be imperial, and we don't have imperial fasteners here really, so might have to machine those out or top them out. They look like 5/16s. I'll try an M8 in there and we'll see if it fits, but I bet it fucking won't. Because after we've cut the bottom off it, cut these corners off it, and then plate them over, we need to fit it on the frame, don't we? And then we need to fit the coils on the frame, and then we're back in there. There's not much left to do after that. Righto, they are M8. That's a win, that is. So, without further ado, I'm going to chop into this across here, level with that end there, and then chop it out, and then I'm going to use that as a template on the other side to try and get them even, like. It might be a case of offering it up to the frame and trimming bits off until it sits right, but we'll get our bit chopped out and we'll see what's what from there. Right, so after much cutting, filing, knocking and tweaking, we're about there with this. I'm going to tap those in a little bit more because that's where the frame rails come. And you can see that corner then needs a little plate welding in. Nigel's got to seal the tank up anyway, so I'm just debating whether to TIG it or MIG it. The rest of the tank's MIG welded, so it looks like it's MIG welded anyway. And there might be I don't know, don't matter, does it? The rest of the tank is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to tap those in a little bit with my ball peen and then cut some pieces out of 1.6mm or 1.2mm and get them welded in. Then we can look at mounting the bugger. So we've used the CAD, the cardboard aided design, and what I've done, I've laid the cardboard on there and knocked it with me ball peen like I'm making a gasket. So it's punched out, well, give me indications to punch out, a template, Simon template. And now we've just fucking gone around it in shaky marker pen and we'll chop it out, make it a bit bigger than we think we need it. That's the plan. Well, I'll cut that out with a cutting disc, and my plan is to tack it with a MIG and maybe weld it with a TIG. We'll see. Alright, so we've ended up with a bit of that look, which I need to trim up a little bit at the end, but so far so good. So there it is, tacked in place. Now I think the idea of TIGging it is a bit over ambitious, to be fair, because it's not the cleanest. I've done my best to clean everything right up, like, but it's not the cleanest, and there's gaps and fucking yada yada yada. The rest of it's MIG, so I'm just going to MIG it. It's going to be all sealed up. So I'll MIG it and I'll clean it back, and then do the same with this one, off camera light, and look at making some mounting straps that go across with the M8, which is fucking gleaming, and maybe do some Delrin top out spacers or something, excuse me. Maybe do some Delrin top out spacers or something similar. Right, with them done, then back, fucking it slips down too far now. But the bottom line of the tank that I'm struggling to show you, because I'm having to hold it in place, follows a nice swoop now through this rail. So that's the job done there. That's good. I'm happy with that. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, it came out nice. Turned out nice. Needs sealing up, which I do anyway. I mean, it's full of crap and all sorts, this tank. There's no telling the integrity of it, so I'd seal it up as a matter of course. What I need to do, okay, now let's peel that cunt off, is I need to cut this bar out, just this bit, not this bit. I need to take that out, so I've got to move my strap. I need to take that out, and then I need to make a couple of straps that catch these bolt holes, front and back, and they're going to be welded on the frame here and here in the perspective places to mount that tank. Then we can look at mounting the coils underneath it, which is going to be a game because I need to get right up in there and I bet it's powder coated, so we'll see. Finger file job probably. I don't know, I'm going to get up to weld it though, but we'll see. Okie dokie. So these holes are, although the metric, someone's tapped them out, I reckon, because they're 4 1/4 centres, which is an imperial, and these tanks tend to be made in the Americas, like, so the Yankees like the bananas, don't they? So it's 4 1/4 bananas, and I've cut these at 5 1/2, so we want 5/8 from each end, or get us on the money with them holes. So I've set my back marker at 5/8, and we'll scribe a line, and then we'll go central, and then we'll fucking drill them out. Right there with them made, we can get on and chop this fucker out. It's a cutting disc, and then sand it smooth. I don't know what these are for. I think they're redundant, which again is like, I've not been instructed to remove them, so I won't be, but you know. Right, now that's out. We can see where these are going to go. We'll get a tank on. Well, we'll see where the mountings come for the tank and make sure that any of this paint or stoving or whatever it is cleaned off. And then we can bolt these under the tank with it in situ, mock it up about where we want it and get a couple of tacks on, can't we? Happy days. So what I've done now is tacked those brackets in place with little spacers underneath them to bridge the gap to the tube that they're welded to. And what I'll do is I'll make up some little delving spacers, like 1/4 of an inch thick, 6mm thick. So I'll whip this off, weld it up properly, nice and neat, and knock them spacers up, and then that's the tank mounted. What I need to do after that is take this gusset out and put something new in, because we need to mount the seat pivot just right behind the seat, right behind the tank, as tight to the tank as we can get it, so that this seat will sit kind of there, like, oh, sorry, not showing you very well, kind of there, yeah. So I'll whip that off, weld it up, and you can join me over at the lathe making the spacers. Right, no, you join me over at the little antique atlas, because these are only little parts, so we only need a little lathe, don't we? It'd be nice to take it for a spin, like so. So I'm just going to face this bit of delving off. To give us a clean edge, and just break the corner. Now what I need to do is come in with my tailstock and find the spanner for that. There it is. Tighten that down. I'm going to centre it, obviously, like fucking so. Cheers then. Alright. Now I'm going to knob this tool off out of the way. And change this out for an 8mm clearance drill bit. I need to move my tailstock again. So I have to undo it with a spanner. There's no lever like, nope, sorry, bashing you about. I don't know why that happened. Oh, I do. I caught you with a screw. Right. Are you alright? You settled? I'll try not to do it again. So, in with an 8mm. Like so. And we just want 4 bits about 3mm thick, 4mm thick. Something like that, I reckon. So, contact again. Contact. And off we go. Scream if you want to go faster. So we'll just get that drilled through. I'll probably drill all the way through the entire length of that bit of plastic, because there we go, that'll do us, won't it? So righto, have a quick change up. Right, now we can switch out to a parting tool. I wouldn't normally part off in this lathe, but it's only plastic. It could be famous last words, of course. We're only doing a bit of plastic, ain't we? And what could go wrong? Fuck it, no, here we go. So I want about 3mm, 4mm, 3mm planer, which is there. That's 3mm. So contact, and we'll come in and get that party started, like so. And now we'll find a file and break those 2 edges. And then carry on like. I've just put my pillar drill chuck kit in there to catch this. And there we go, that's one done. So there's no digital readout, there's no fucking anything really on this old girl, so we just come along again, turn the roll round, do it while it's spinning, and go 3 mil by eye. Do another. Sorry, break the edges. The stringy shit gets right in the way. And so on and so forth. What a delicate little gentle way to just make these spaces while the brackets on the frame are cooling down. And we'll get our tank bolted back on, I think. Oh no, we need to chop the seat bit out, don't we? Yeah, so anyway, that's good, happy days. Well, they turned out nice again, didn't they? Hey, I ended up doing the holes a bit bigger to give them a bit of movement, like, so 9 mil hole, 8 mil bolt, bit of wiggly wiggly, and we're all welded on and about cool. We are cool, everybody's cool, everybody's small. Right, I'm in the process of removing this plate. I'm going to put a new one in. All I've done is ground down into the welds as far as I can see them, and I don't know if the camera will focus, but there's a crack there, there's a fault line like the edge of the weld, and I'm chasing it around with my chisel like an old-fashioned can opener basically. I'll probably fucking bend up and off now, look, like that, look. So, exposing the underbelly of the beast, ain't it? A multitude of sins. I need to glove up and bend that, fatigue it off, and then dress these up and put a new plate in, basically. I'm going to put a nice bit of 3 mil or something in there. It's really thin, that. So we'll put some thicker and stronger in, and then we can take the seat mount off it once we've got the tank back on, and that's something else ticked off the list. Right, so with that, got that all cleaned off and prepped up. Next up, we'll get the tank back on, see where the seat's going to come for the mounting, see where the back of this plate's going to come, and then use a bit of CAD again, a bit of cardboard aided to make yourselves a nice plate. I think that'll be next on the agenda. I know, I'm going to call it. It seems a bit sudden to me, but I'm not watching this back. I've had a quick edit while I was sat on the in the Thunderbox there. We're about at half hour, so that'll do. You can catch up with the next thrilling instalment if you give me a sub. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Check out all the bumpers in the description below. And it just leaves me, as always, to thank you for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one. Big love, everyone. See you soon.